Did you know that you're worth $1 billion, but you just don't know it yet? I want to ask you a couple of questions, and I hope you'll ponder this well when we're through. First, what dollar amount would you put on everything that you own or everything that you would like to own? Would it be 100,000, 500,000, a million, or $1 billion? Wouldn't you like to think that someday you'd be worth $1 billion? People place value on things using many different criteria, the most common of which is rarity. For instance, the estimated combined monetary value of the 20 most expensive paintings in the world is a ridiculous $2,247,000,000. And that's for only 20 rare masterpiece paintings. Think of all the other valuable paintings that are out there. I believe the average person would feel that to value those paintings that highly is insane. But the people that pay those amounts for those paintings, well, they certainly think that it's worth it. Do you think paintings should be valued that highly? Wouldn't you like to be valued that highly? Well, I would submit that you are just as valuable as any one or even all of those paintings combined, especially if you base it on uniqueness or rarity. After all, you are a work of art. You are one of a kind. And to prove that, look at your fingerprints. Think of the iris in your eyes. Sophisticated biometric security systems use fingerprints and eye scans to identify and determine precisely who a person truly is each and every day. And even if you're an identical twin, you're still not precisely the same as your twin. Your fingerprints are different, DNA varies a little, your thoughts are different, and you definitely don't have the same memories as your twin. Now, a lot of people feel their memories make them who they are. And quite often that can be unfortunate and sad, but we can discuss that in a future video. Uniqueness, rarity, being one of a kind, those are the main components of the valuation process that most assessors or collectors use to value objects, artwork. After all, what assessor or buyer or collector wants something that they know that there's a whole lot of others just like it out there somewhere? And if that were the case, they're not going to value that object as highly, are they? So now, let's do an estimate and evaluation to see just how unique and rare you are. I'm going to have to use some estimates to do this, but I think you'll get the picture. So let's see. When a person with ovaries is born, normally referred to as female, at birth, her 2 ovaries contain a combined number of 1 to 2 million follicle oocytes, or immature eggs. And of these 1 to 2 million follicle oocytes, only about 400 to 500 eventually become viable mature eggs capable of fertilization. But still, to begin with, there was 1 in 1 million to 2 million chances that what became the egg, possibly the egg that you developed from, became you and not someone else. That's pretty darn rare. Now let's go to the other side, which many people, possibly some feminists, might refer to as the dark side. And on this side, we take into consideration the plight of the male sperm. Unlike follicle oocytes created at birth, some of which mature into eggs, sperm are created on a daily basis and live for only about 74 days. So there's a constant churning of sperm possibilities, so to speak. However, the average number of sperm in one male ejaculate is approximately 350 million. So consider, that's out of the billions of sperm that have already come and gone, no pun intended. Out of those 350 million sperm, only one special sperm is chosen to fertilize that one special egg. So just think. You are the result of those combinations of very, very large odds for possibilities. 1 out of 2 million, 1 out of 350 million. I'm not great at math, but someone out there can probably come up with the close approximation of the combination permutations of you being the physical you that you are. considering those possibilities. Now, to add more complexity to this exercise, some spiritual schools of thought teach that a soul spirit, in order to have this physical experience on earth, is inserted into the physical body of a human fetus. Now, exactly when that insertion takes place is known only to the sacred powers that perform that process, and that would be God and or God's chosen angels. Given the size of the universe and the millions of planets that are assumed capable of supporting life as we know it, the number of soul spirits available to be inserted into this newborn fetus, this little body, is innumerable. We don't even know if it's a finite or infinite number, do we? Nevertheless, the odds of you being who you are pretty darned impossible to imagine. So that makes you one very special, very unique, very rare, one-of-a-kind physical souls person. You are tremendously important, or you wouldn't be here. You're very valuable. You're a gift from and of God, which makes you a part of God. So therefore, don't you think you should treat yourself as such? Oh, and remember that the odds for you apply to everyone else on earth. And so you really should choose to treat everyone else the same way that you wish to be treated. I believe it was best stated by the greatest teacher of all when Jesus said, "Love your neighbor as yourself." We all come here to this earth for a purpose. Most of us just don't know why. And after studying thousands of near-death experiences, both directly and indirectly, I believe I've learned what our purpose is. I believe our purpose here on earth is to gain the experience it takes to learn to love unconditionally. That's to approximate God's love for all of creation, and for us to manifest that love and create heaven here on earth. Now, in order to learn to love, we must also learn and master the art of forgiveness. And I'm here to tell you that you still have time left in this life, even if it's for only a second, to make that choice, that effort to learn love and forgiveness. And when you choose to do that successfully, you will create the life that your Creator meant for you to live. So it's time for you to paint and create that masterpiece life of yours, the one that will make you worth more than all of those 20 supposed masterpieces. You have the ability and the right to create a life that is impossible to put a value on. For how do you put a value on heaven? And how do you know what else you may have done? When you've done that, you just made a giant leap in the direction for total salvation of all mankind. So as I said earlier, ponder this. Ponder your purpose. Ponder your choices. Ponder your and your neighbor's value. So peace, love, forgiveness. Choose to live a masterpiece life and be happy.